G'day everyone, welcome back to Big Salad Games YouTube channel. Today I'm going through Bubble Buddies that is out now. Have you played it? Do you like it? Did it catch your vibe? Was it sick? Did you hate it? Let me know. Comment down below. So in this video I'm going to run through the ideas, the design phase, pixel art, the music, the programming, launch, what happened at launch, a secret launch, and what I learned on the way. So we'll just jump straight in with the trailer and just talk over the top. So Bubble Buddies, basically with this game I was just going for the smallest thing possible. So you can see numbers going up was kind of the initial thing that I was aiming for when I started this. So it ended up being a little more than that, and I'm really stoked with how it turned out. But essentially I just focused on, you know, what's the smallest thing that I can make for my first game, and I was literally thinking about just launching something where you tap on the screen and the number goes up. And then I just kind of reconsidered and thought, do I really want to do this? Is anyone actually going to like care about it? And I mean, I wasn't even sure if putting it on the Google Play Store, if doing that, if it would even get approved, because it was just so silly. But I don't know. I ended up expanding on the idea, and yeah, just thought about, you know what, there's a lot of like bubble shooter games, but there's no real games where you can actually just sit there and pop bubbles and like I thought it'd be like something really relaxing. And I like the idea of like cozy games, you know, Stardew Valley being like the big one, but you know, there's a bunch of games that are going for like cozy vibe at the moment. And I thought, yeah man, like popping bubbles is pretty chill, pretty relaxing. So I just kind of started when I was like working with some programmers about like just testing like what it would be like if like a circle spawns into a screen. And I thought that, you know, something really like tactile and have that like that game feel of just like the little pop. And it just kind of like went with that. And yeah, just kind of then I kind of put the idea together with the bubbles, and I thought, oh, I'll put some nice like relaxing music to go with it. And yeah, so I just kind of kicked it off. I got the pixel art happening while I selected some music, and it kind of just had the basic concept for programming from the get-go. But I'll just show you a bit more of the pixel art on that note. So on the store here, so pixel art style, yep, I love pixel art, so that was the obvious go-to, and kind of knew how to explain it and work with a freelancer to do this. But being that it's my first game, I kind of wanted to keep it simple. So initially I was like, oh, I want to kind of keep it to a simple color palette and just have a few colors. So that's kind of how we ended up with this this kind of like pink and yellow and the blue color. But you can see that the buddies actually ended up having a few more colors. And I'm glad we did that in the end, because I think I was trying to put a restriction on the artist for no real reason. And you know, even though I like the look of this, I'm glad that like the buddies have their own color as well. That was outside that initial color palette, because I think it helps them like stand out against the background. But really happy with that. You know, UI very simple but clean and nice, and the characters just look really cool, simple little animations, and yeah, really happy with how the art turned out for that. And that's a little buddy in a bubble. So I'll skip on over to the audio now. So if you played the game, you might notice it's got a bit of like a kind of arcade feel with like the real music in the background. So all the audio, all the music came from Pixabay, free, you know, royalty-free music. So it was pretty fun to like search for the kind of vibe I was looking for. You you know, just some like relaxing tunes. But often I found a lot of kind of like meditation tracks, which wasn't really the vibe I was going for. You know, they'd have kind of like ohms and things like that. But it was okay because I think I've got about 4 or 5 tracks that you can kind of cycle between in the game. That's why I added the little skip there. So if there is a song playing that you're not super keen on, you can skip it. So that's just like a small feature I put in there. So yeah, all the music from Pixabay, and then all the sound effects I made with this tool, JSFXR, which is actually you can't see on the screen, but it's sfxr.me. I'll put a link in the description for that one. And this tool is super awesome. I noticed immediately when I found this that I think this is the same tool that people that made Spelunky used. If you press play, so you can kind of just generate whatever you want here. So pick up coin, laser shoot, explosions, power-ups, jumps, and things like that. Or you can just, there's a button somewhere to just random, oh, there we go. So yeah, pretty crazy, pretty varied what you can get. So I actually made the pop sounds with this. Really stoked with how they turned out because they sound really liquidy and nice. And all like the UI audio as well, and just like all the other little effects, like when you press play. I made all of those sound effects in this tool. Yeah, it's super cool. Awesome tool. I'm glad I found that. So that's pixel art, that's audio. Now, what's next on the list? Pixel art, audio programming, of course. So, programming for this game. Basically, I started with the initial testing of like the bubbles kind of just floating in from the side. But it's crazy just how something as simple as spawning some circles in from the side of a screen can become complex, because how many need to spawn, what direction are they going to travel, how fast are they going to go, like how often will they spawn, and then you've got to handle like individual once they leave the screen, or how do they leave the screen. So you'll notice when you play the game that one thing is that when a bubble, if you don't pop a bubble, when it reaches the side of the screen, it actually slightly gets pulled out. And that was just trying to help. I found that when bubbles are kind of floating along the edge, they could kind of float in and out of the screen, making it difficult to kind of target them. So at least now when they hit the side of the screen, they get pulled away. And that was the kind of the main thing with programming. It's just the bubbles, man. Just navigating the bubbles. The dev I worked with was awesome, handled the UI and stuff really well. I didn't do too much in the way of programming for this project. I think I just added like mobile focus handling and just a couple of small like UI tweaks and things like that. But overall, just dealing with bubbles, man. So now with the costs and the launch of Bubble Buddies, so I tested freelancers just with some small technical, tests for the pixel art and the programming. Spent about $100 US on that. Pixel art, I spent about, I'll bring this up on the screen as well so you can see. So pixel art ended up costing 85 US, programming 100 US, so a total of 280 US. For Bubble Buddies, and that is, that's going to be a hole in my pocket because this game's free forever for you guys. Oh yeah, I totally forgot the launch details about Bubble Buddies. So I actually initially launched the game back in April just because I wanted to see how viable it was to just launch something on the Google Play Store. And surprise, surprise, it got no downloads. So if you're looking to launch a game with no marketing, that's what happens. So that's pretty much it. Otherwise, I've relaunched basically in the previous couple of weeks with the launch of this YouTube channel. And so I've got no info on downloads or feedback or anything like that yet. So please download it, give us some feedback, and and I'll revisit it in some months. Cheers. Hope you enjoy it. If there's any feedback you've got about the game, reach out to me anywhere. I may consider pushing some updates, particularly if people really enjoy it. Otherwise, it can just chill as is for future generations. So yeah, chuck a comment down below. Any questions, any feedback. I'm going to put out a video similar to this for Briefcase Guy next week. And cheers.